प्यारे बच्चों, अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ इज द रियल लॉ ऑफ मोशन। इसका सेकंड पार्ट करना है, दैट इज द थर्ड लॉ इज कंटेन्ड इन सेकंड लॉ। इससे पहले के लेक्चर में हमने इसका पहला पार्ट किया था, दैट वाज द फर्स्ट लॉ इज कंटेन्ड इन द second law. As we earlier discussed, why Newton's second law is considered as the real law? That is because Newton's first law and Newton's third law both contained in the Newton's second law. That is why Newton's second law is considered as the real law of motion. In today's lecture, we try to understand how Newton's third law can be derived from Newton's second law. Or we can say that the Newton's third law is contained in the Newton's second law. The third law is contained in the second law. Let us consider an isolated system of two bodies A and B, and suppose they collide with each other. Say body A and body B collide with each other. Let us suppose that body A exerts a force F1 on the body B for a time dt, and in response body B exerts a force F2 on body A for the same time dt. We have supposed that body A exerts a force F1 on body B for a time dt, and body B exerts a force F2 on body A for the same time dt. Then this force F1 is the force of action, and this force F2 is the force of reaction. As per the statement of Newton's third law says that to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. If we suppose that F1 be the force of action and F2 is the force of reaction, then as per Newton's third law, F1 is equal to minus times F2. That is, action is equal to minus times reaction. To every action there is equal and opposite reaction. This minus here says opposite, minus stands here for the opposite. So every action has equal and opposite reaction. That is the statement of Newton's third law. So here we have to prove that F1 is equal to minus F2. This F1 should be equal to minus times F2. तो हमें कहाँ से स्टार्ट करना है फिर? The statement is the third law is contained in the second law. So we start from Newton's second law according to Newton's second law. According to Newton's second law, न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ के दो स्टेटमेंट्स है. एक है F is equal to ma. That is, force is equal to the product of mass and acceleration. जब हमने पहला इसका पॉट किया था तो उस वक्त हमने ये स्टेटमेंट, ये फॉर्मूला अप्लाई करके वो हमने प्रूव किया था फर्स्ट लॉ वाला. इसका जो दूसरा स्टेटमेंट है, दैट इज the rate of change of linear momentum of a body is directly proportional to the external force applied to the body. That is the statement of Newton's second law. क्या है statement of Newton's second law? What does Newton's second law say? The rate of change of linear momentum. If we say P1 be the linear momentum of this body and P2 be the linear momentum of this body, what does Newton's second law say? The rate of change of linear momentum of a body is directly proportional to the external force applied on the body. तो इस बॉडी पे कौन सा एक्सटर्नल फोर्स हमने अप्लाई किया? F1. और इसका लीनियर मोमेंटम है P1 और इस पर हमने कौन सा एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अप्लाई किया था F2 और इसका लीनियर मोमेंटम है P2. So as per Newton's second law, then F1 is equal to dP1 by dt. Actually it is directly proportional to this. तो जब हम फिर डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनलिटी की साइन इक्वलिटी से हटाते थे वहाँ पर कांस्टेंट का प्रोपोर्शनलिटी आता है तो हम यहाँ पर k लिखते हैं but value of k in SI units is 1. We can write F1 is equal to dP by dt, that is force is equal to rate of change of momentum. तो ये इक्वेशन फर्स्ट बन गई. तो यहाँ से हमें क्या निकलेगा F2 is equal to dP2 by dt. This is equation second. Now adding first and second. Adding first and second, we get F1 plus F2, left hand side plus left hand side, that is F1 plus F2 is equal to right hand side plus right hand side, dP1 by dt plus dP2 by dt, which implies that F1 plus F2 is equal to, here d by dt is common in both, so take d by dt as common. Here we get d by dt of P1 plus P2. As per the Newton's second law, if no external force is applied on the system, if no external force is applied on the system, जब सिस्टम पे हम कोई एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अप्लाई नहीं करेंगे, then as per the Newton's second law, the change in linear momentum, total change in linear momentum of the system is zero. The total change in linear momentum of the system is zero, that is P1 plus P2 is equal to 0. Say this is equation first, say this is equation second. As per Newton's second law, if no external force is applied on the system, then the total change in linear momentum of the system is 0, that is d by dt of P1 plus P2 is equal to 0. So from first and second, what we get? From first and second we get this is equal to 0, so we get F1 plus F2 is equal to 0 because d by dt of P1 plus P2 is 0. So here we get F1 plus F2 is equal to 0. Therefore F1 plus F2 is equal to 0, which implies that F1 is equal to minus times F2. So F1 is equal to minus times F2. That is the Newton's third law of motion. If this is the force of action, so action is equal to, this minus stands for opposite, and this F2 is force of reaction. So to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. That is the statement of Newton's third law. So Newton's third law is contained in the Newton's second law. Hence the Newton's second law is the real law of motion. हमने ये प्रूव किया. इससे पहले हमने ये भी प्रूव किया था Newton's first law is contained in the second law. Today's we prove third law is contained in the Newton's second law. So Newton's second law is the ray law of the motion. तो आज के लिए इतना ही. खुदा हाफिज़.